we namalira okusituka wansi okuddayo nasanga asala owokubiri ng'amumaliriza.
By the time I got up, I found when he had finished cutting the second child.
Yes.
Nakwata akagali nakwata akagali akala nenziramu nenkamukasikira nga agoba omwana owokusatu.
Yes.
Nakwata akagali akala nenziramu nenkamukasikira nga agoba omwana owokusatu.
I again brought another bicycle and threw it at him as he was running to get the third child.
As this was happening, where were the other caretakers?
Ekintu kino kyagwawo mu bwangu byonna byaliwo mu ddakiika ezaali entono ennyo. Mrs. Odong yali amaze okufuluma wabweru ng'akuba alam keyateeka omulala we byahapeningira yali atutte baana manju kubanga tubawerekera for short call n'okulongoosa emanju potties byamusanga ali manju baali bakamala okulya break nga keyateeka omulala ali kulongoosa room naye weyasala omwana wokubiri eyali alongoosa kirasi mwebaliridde breakfast ne Mrs. Odong baali bafulumye nga bakuba ndooli bayita buyambi.
Okay,
so you are going to go
through and yes, and the question was where were the caretakers, and you're going to tell us slowly, tell us so and so was here and another person was here so that we are able to understand because we are not there. Bakubuuziza abakeyateeka abalala gye baali naye byonna bibeerawo era tujja kutugamba keyateeka gundi yali wano ono yali wano kubanga ffenna twali tetuliiyo.
So where were the other caretakers?
Bakeyateeka abalala baaliriddewo.
Keyateeka omu yali mu baali baliridde breakfast ng'alongoosa.
One caretaker was cleaning the room where they had their breakfast from.
Yes.
Keyateeka omulala yali atutte abaana abamu emanju n'okulongoosa emanju ku potties.
This other caretaker had taken some of the children for short call and he was also cleaning their potties.
Yes.
Mrs. Odong yali mu office nga alina report y'amaliriza mu office.
Mrs. Odong was in office finishing some report.
Yes.
Omufundi yali mu ffundiro ng'afumba.
The caterer was in the kitchen preparing food.
So you say you were throwing the bikes at him and making noise. Did they respond?
Ogambye nti wali omukanyigira obugaali nga bw'okuba endiiri bajja okulaba ki ekyali kituuseewo.
Eyali alongoosa ne Madam Annette baavaayo.
The one who was cleaning and Madam Annette came out.
Naye tebasooka kumanya ekyali kigenda mu maaso kubanga bano babiri be yali asaze baali wansi kati baalaba angoba nga tebamanyi lwaki angoba.
but they could not tell what was going on because the two he had cut were down and they didn't know why he was chasing me.
So you say he cut the second child. Did he do anything else?
Ogambye yasala omwana owokubiri waliwo kirala kye yakola.
Do you know the second child that he cut?
Omwana owokubiri omumanyi.
Omwana owokubiri saamunotisinga kubanga saasobola notisinga face ye awo.
I didn't notice the face of the second child.
What else happened?
Kye kirala ekyatuukawo.
Kati bwe nalaba ng'agenda proceedinga ku mwana omulala ne mukasukira akagaali omulundi ogwokubiri.
I saw him proceeding to get the third child and I threw the bicycle at him for the second time.
Is it second or third?
Second.
No, second. Second time.
Second child. Okay.
No, the second time when I threw to him the bicycle.
So this is when he was proceeding to
To
which
the
child?
third child.
The third child. Okay. Yes. So what followed?
Kye kyaddako.
This time round yangoba.
This time he chased after me.
Naye nali nzijjudde okutya nga nkankana naddukanga nga bwengwa nagwa ebigwo bisatu.
I was scared and in panic, so I was running while I was falling down. I fell 3 times.
Yes.
Bwe nagwa omulundi ogwokusatu yantuukako n'agalula akambeke.
When I fell the third time, he got close to me and put up his knife.
Yes.
Engeri gye nali maze okulaba ng'asaze bali eri namanya nange agenda kunsala n'enzibiriza amaaso.
Because I had seen him cut other children, I thought he was also going to cut me, so I closed my eyes.
Yes.
Naye yandeka n'adduka n'addayo mu baana still.
He still left me and went back to the children.
Yes.
Nalwawoko wansi engeri gye nali ndimu entiisa.
I took long to get up because I was scared.
Yes.
Nagenda okusitukawo nga ali ku mwana gwe yasala eyasembayo owokusatu saamulaba nga yamusala ndi awo wansi nga ndi traumatized.
By the time I woke up, I found when he had finished cutting the last child. I did not see him cut the third child because I was traumatized.
Yes.
Era omwana gwe yasembayo Sala gwe namulaba ng'asembayo Sala yali Ryan Odeke.
The last child I saw him cut was called Ryan Odeke.
Yes.
Awo bannange endulu ze baali bakubye waliwo eyali aziwulidde nga z'okutuyamba.
At that point, my colleagues had made an alarm and there was someone who had come to rescue us.
Era nalaba Cyrus Bukenya yasooka okujja n'asamba gate n'ayingira.
And the first person to arrive was Cyrus Bukenya. He came, kicked the gate open and entered.
Cyrus
Bukenya.
Kenya.
Cyrus who? Bukenya.
Who is Cyrus Bukenya?
Cyrus Bukenya yani?
baali bazze nga balina bye bazze okukola ku church, baali ku church compound.
They had come to the church compound. They were doing something there.
So Cyrus came first. What followed?
Cyrus bwe yasooka okujja kye kyaddako.
N'abalala basatu bajja bamuvaako emabega, kwaliko Bashir, kwaliko ne Timothy ne Moses omukuumi.
So these three people included Bashir, Timothy, and who?
And Afande Moses.
Other three people came following Cyrus, and those were Bashir, Timothy, and Moses, the security guard.
And who is Bashir?
Bashir yani.
Bashir ne Timothy be bamu ku baali balina bye bazze okukola ku church.
Bashir and Timothy are some of the people who had come to the church to do some things there.
About Moses.
Ate
Moses security guard yali agenze patrol, we byabeerawo ng'ali ku patrollinga kubanga patrollinga ekifo kino kyonna.
Moses is a security guard and he was doing patrol over the whole place.
So by the time Bashir, Timothy, Moses, and Cyrus came, where was the accused?
Silas, Bashir, Timothy ne Moses we bayingirira. Omwami Christopher yali luddawo.
Cyrus we yayingirira yamusanga ng'akyasala omwana asembayo ng'akyakutta omwana asembayo amusala.
At the time Cyrus entered, he found the accused person holding the last child so that he can cut the child.
And what happened?
Kye kyatuukawo.
Yamuarrestinga ne bamukwata.
He arrested him.
He or they?
Was he alone when he was?
Ye yamusookako banne nabali abalala ne bajja ne bamwegattako.
He's the first one to arrest him and the rest came and joined him.
Where did they take him?
Bamutwalawo.
Confined him.
Bwe baamala omukwata bamutwalawo.
Bamuleeta ku gate, waliwo akayumba k'aba security.
They took him to the security room at the gate.
Yes.
Ne bamusibiramu kubanga mob yali abantu baali batandise okujja nga baagala kumukuba.
They locked him inside the security room because the mob had gathered and they wanted to lynch him.
Taking you a little back, at the point of arrest, where was the knife that he was using to kill the kids?
Nga bamukwata akambe ke yakozesa okutta abaana abo kali luddawa.
Bwe yalaba nga abasajja bayingidde,
when he saw that the men had entered,
yakakasuka wabweru wa fence.
he threw it outside the fence.
Did you observe any other thing as he was being arrested.
nga bamukwata olina ekintu ekirala kye walaba?
Nalaba nga bamusikamu obwambe obulala bubiri bwe yali atadde wano mu stocks.
They pulled 2 other knives he had kept in the socks.
Anything else?
Waliwo ekirala?
Awo abantu bajja n'abazadde ne batandika okujja nga buli omu anoonyaamu omwana we ku baali basigadde nga balamu nga bwe babatwala.
People started coming and even parents came looking for their children and started taking them back home.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yajja n'efulumya abantu okuva mu ssomero.
Police came and asked everyone to come out of the school. Hold on.
What else?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Let's proceed.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yagazetinga ekifo nga tekyakkiriza muntu yenna kuyingirayo.
Police cordoned off the premises and they could not allow anyone to enter.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Poliisi yangamba okuggyamu engoye ze nali nyambadde nzibawe kubanga zaali zijjudde omusaayi.
Police asked me to remove the clothes I was putting on because they were soaked with blood.
How did blood get on your clothing?
Omusaayi gwatuuka gujja ku ngoye zo?
Bwe baamala okwaresitinga oyo omusajja nalowooza nti maybe waliwo omwana gwe nsobola otwala mu ddwaliro kati nasitula Keisha nga njagala mudduse mu ddwaliro eyansiga omusaayi.
After they had arrested the accused persons, I thought I could save one of the children, so I carried Keisha and that's how I got blood on me.
What else?
Kyekirala?
Abapoliisi banzijjako statement.
I made a statement.
Okay, apart from the statement, after this man cut the kids, you say you tried to save, to lift Keisha. Where did you take Keisha?
Ogambye wali oyagala kutaasaako omwana n'ositula Keisha, wamutwala wa?
Nafuluma gate, naye we nafuluma gate nagenda okulaba ng'ensingo ye yonna ng'esaliddwa nga sayini ziraga yali afudde.
I went to the gate, but by the time I reached, I saw they had cut her neck and she had passed on.
about the other kids?
ate abaana abalala
Keisha namuzaawo namuleka ku gate ne ngenda nkebere ku balala ndabe naye bonna nasanga nga ndaba obubonero bwe balina nga balabika baafudde dda.
I left Keisha at the gate and went to see other children, but when I reached them, they had signs that they had also passed on.
So what happened to their bodies?
Kyatuukako ku mirambo.
Omukyala gwe bayita
What happened to their bodies?
waliwo omukyala gwe bayita Aunt Harriet yaleeta emmotoka ne babateekamu ne babatwala ku ddwaliro lye bayita Wenzi Medical Center.
There is a lady called Aunt Harriet. She brought a vehicle and they took them to Wincy Medical Center.
How many kids did she take to the medical center?
Yatwala abaana bammeka ku medical center?
Batwala basatu.
They took 3 children.
Where was the 4th one?
Ate owookuna yali luddawa?
Owookuna bamulekawo ku lubalaza.
The 3rd one was left on the veranda. The 4th one was left on the veranda.
Why?
Lwaki?
Saamanya naye nsuubira baalwashinga abateekamu tebaamanya.
I don't know, but I believe the people who were taking them to the vehicle didn't know that there was a 4th one.
So what followed after Aunt Harriet took the 3 to the medical center?
Kyekyaddako nga Aunt Harriet atutte abasatu ku medical center. Him that all the 3 children had died.
Did you confirm yourself?
Gwe nga gwe wakikakasa?
Keyateeka munnange baamutwala ku Wenzi.
So do you know what happened to the kids after police came?
Poliisi ng'emaze okujja omanye kyatuukako ku baana?
Nawulira nti bwe babajja ku Wenzi baabatwala e Mulago.
I heard they were picked from Wenzi and taken to Mulago.
Okay, so as the accused was cutting these children, if you may tell court, how was he behaving?
Ono omusajja bwe yali asala abaana abo yali yeeyisa atya?
He was not talking anything but he was breathing heavily.
Yali tayogera naye nga yali assa nnyo.
You say he came with a bag. Where was the bag?
Wagambye nti yajja n'akasawo. Akasawo kaali ludda wa?
Akasawo kaali ku mugongo ne mu process yonna ey'okutta abaana kaali ku mugongo.
The bag was at his back even throughout the process of killing the children.
And you say you issued him with a receipt. Had you given him that receipt before he left office?
Ogambye wamuwandiikira receipt wali ogimuwadde nga tanafuluma office.
Nagimuwa.
I gave it to him.
If I show you a copy of the receipt that you authored, will you be in position to identify it?
Bwe bakulaga kopi ya receipt gye wamuwa osobola okugitegeera nti yeeyo?
Nsobola.
I can.
Before I do, did you get to know what happened to the original, the one that you had handed to him?
Original eya receipt gye wali omuwadde yalagawa?
Original nalaba abapoliisi nga bakebera ebintu bye yalina mu kasawo nga yalimu.
I saw police officers as they were searching his bag and it was there.
So if I show you a copy, how will you identify it?
Bwe bakulaga kopi ya receipt eyo ogitegerera ku ki?
Handwriting yange ngimanyi.
I know my handwriting.
What else?
Kyekirala.
Ina headline ya Gaba Community Church.
It is headed with the words Gaba Community Church.
Apart from your handwriting, what else?
Okujjako omukono gwo.
Nateekako signature yange.
I also signed on it.
Please look at the copy and tell court if you do recognize it.
Tunula ku kipapula ekyo olabe oba okimanyi.
Nkimanyi.
I know the document.
How do you know it?
Okimanyi otya?
Handwriting eriko ndaba yange, signature yange.
I see my handwriting and my signature.
Ndaba ye receipt gye tukozesa buli lunaku.
And it is the receipt we use every day.
In whose names?
Eri mu mannya gaani?
Zuriel Onyum.
It is in the names of Zuriel Onyum.
Is it dated?
Kuliko ennaku z'omwezi?
Kuliko ennaku z'omwezi nga 2 Ogwokuna 2026.
It is dated 2nd April 2026.
For which amount?
Emitwalo 19.
Zaali ssente mmeka?
Emitwalo 19.
190,000 shillings.
Let me have it again. For which purpose?
Zaali zaaki?
Kuliko daycare fees plus uniform plus registration.
for daycare fees, uniform and registration.
My Lord, we pray to have it in as a PID.
Have any objection to having this document admitted for identification?
No, my Lord.
Okay, a photocopy of Gaba Community Church receipt number 2958 is admitted for identification and it is marked PEID 1.
My Lord, that should be it from us. She's available for cross-examination.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mwaganya, and thank you so much, Ms. Phoebe. We are not going to have you cross-examined. It is coming to, it's actually 6 o'clock. I think we need to break off now. So when we come back, which will be Wednesday, then the lawyers for Mr. Okello will ask you some questions. But I want to thank you so much for coming today, and we condole with you upon the loss of these children.
Obudde butukute n'olwekyo ab'oludda lw'omuwabirwa tebagenda kubuuza bibuuzo leero, bajja kukubuuza ebibuuzo olwokusatu nga tukomyewo, naye Oweekitiibwa Omulamuzi abasaasira ku ebyo byonna.
A good evening to our viewers. So far, what we can tell you, the court session is done. we are resuming on Wednesday this week. That will be the 15th of April 2026. So the session for today is done. So far what I can tell you, 5 witnesses have testified in this matter, including the parents of the deceased, of the children who were murdered, and these include the parents, which parents included the mother and the mothers and the fathers for these children. So far, that is how the case is moving. The last person who testified was a caretaker called Namutebi Feibi. She's the one, she alleges that she saw the suspect who came the first day when she wanted to register his child, was called Anyum. That was the child. So he came registering, yes. She came to register the child. Fortunately, they registered the child. They welcomed him as a parent to come and register the child who wanted care or wanted to have a placement at the school, that is Gava Early Childhood Development Center. So what she told court that Okello came on the first day to register the child, but he was like, I'm not ready today, I'll come back the following day. He came the following day, that was on Wednesday, to register the child. When he came with a small bag containing the clothing for the child and even some other equipments which were needed by the school. He entered the school. He was welcomed by Madam Namutebi, who has just concluded testifying in court. He came, entered the office with everything which was required. That was the clothing for the child. That was called Anyum, his daughter. So they registered him. He paid the money for registration. It was over 100,000 for the child to register him. But after registering, he moved and he was like, I'll bring the child on Tuesday the following week. And the school was like, it's okay, we shall welcome the child. But as he was moving out, that is when Madam Namutebi, who has just testified in court, saw him bending where the child was, one of the child. But unfortunately, when he checked out, he was looking through the window, he saw he saw Okello with a child carrying a knife, just bending where the child was. So when he bent, he moved. Namutebi says that he moved out of the office where they are registered the child. So upon moving out of the office, that is when he saw Okello cutting the child. He tried to fight, she tried to fight him. Unfortunately, Okello was trying to chase her around the school compound. She tried to use all the available means, making the alarm and everything, but unfortunately, because she was alone at the school, the security person had just moved this side to go through to check on the issues regarding the security. By the time all that was taking place, she was alone there inside the school, and other people had moved out to get some help because of what was happening in the school. Unfortunately, the cutting of the children was continuing as the lady, that is Feibe Namutebi, was trying to chase Okello out of the school, but he was fighting back. He was fighting back, then he goes back to cut. Fighting back, then he was going back to cut the children. So unfortunately, he managed to cut 4 children. During just a few minutes, he managed to cut 4 children, and they were taken to a certain hospital. I've been told that the hospital belongs to the school, that these children were taken to that hospital. It is called Wes Hospital, where they took the children. Unfortunately, everything was done because there was nothing to save, because all the children were already cut and nothing was left. So that is what happened. As I've told you that the case is continuing, it is a mobile court session which will run for the whole week. But unfortunately, tomorrow we are not going to be here. We shall come back on Wednesday with the hearing. What will happen here on Wednesday, that will be the cross-examination. The defense will be cross-examining the witness, the last witness who has just testified, who has just given the evidence in chief from the prosecution. That is when we shall start. That is where we shall start from. Maybe to take you back, among the witnesses who testified was the mother of Gideon Etuku. That one, after testifying in court, she had to faint. Immediately after testifying in court, she had to faint, and she was taken for some aid by the Uganda Red Cross. So with all that which you will be unveiling here at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center, we shall be bringing you live everything, as everything is unveiling. The presiding judge in this matter is Judge Alice Komhanj Kauka. I've told you so far, 5 witnesses have testified in this matter. I thank all the team I've been working with, that is Karim and Bernard. They have done a very great job to bring you whatever is happening at Gaba Early Childhood Development Center. With all that said, we thank you for all that you've been here since morning up to now.